Dil Chahta Hai came out in 2001 and has since been lauded for its realistic portrayal of friendship and romance among the youth of the nation. The movie tracks the lives of three close friends, covering themes such as coming of age, finding yourself, and navigating relationships. Akash, played by Aamir Khan, is a narcissist who does not believe in love and would rather spend his days slacking off with his friends. After his fight with Sid, he moves to Australia where he reconnects with Shalini, played by Preeti Zinta, and starts to fall for her. Sameer, played by Saif Khan, is probably the most romantic of the three. He wears his heart on his sleeve and is very easily influenced by the current girl in his life. The third friend, Sid, is rather shy and skeptical. He mostly portrays the role of an introverted artist in the movie. A night of confrontation causes a rift between Akash and Sid over Sid's blossoming love for Tara, played by Dimple Kapadia, which leads to them not speaking to each other. Later, a tragedy and Samir's meddling brings the two back together. The influence of Dil Chahta Hai has spanned over a generation. From planning Goa trips to dancing in clubs or just hanging out with friends. It was a reflection of the youth at the time and a lot similar to the youth now. A prominent trend observed in movies and solidified by Dil Chahta Hai is the story to be centered around three male best friends. Some popular movies using this trope are Three Idiots from 2009, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, Pyar Ka Panchnama, Delhi Belly, and Kai Poche. With stories depicting two friends, the characters are often written complementary to each other. They fill out each other's flaws. One would often be someone who doesn't say much, while the other would be striking up conversations with strangers. One would be a cynic, while other would constantly be cheering up their friend. Or one would be simply a moron while the other has always got a scheme up his sleeve. They are often playing a foil to each other. In the case of three friends, the dynamic is spread over a spectrum. Most of the time, it would be two characters at opposite ends and the third one in the middle balancing out any extremities the other two might display. In this case, the balancing factor ends up being the foil for the other two characters. In Dil Chahta Hai, Sameer is the balancing factor in most of the cases and does end up being the one responsible to mend their friendship. While Akash is outgoing, mischievous, and fun, Sid is quiet and reserved. Sameer is fun too, but knows when to take matters seriously rather than making light of every situation. Akash is impulsive and inconsiderate. Sid is empathetic. Sameer is aware of others' feelings and knows how to balance humor with insult. Like when each of them fall in love, Sid is quite happy to love from a distance. He doesn't expect the girl to requite. Akash, aware that she is engaged to someone else, refuses to resolve his feelings, and even when he does, he immediately professes his love in a public gathering in front of everyone. Sameer too is in love with a girl who has a boyfriend, but he decides to wait it out till the girl decides that she does not want to be with her current partner, and then after forming a strong friendship with her and a push from Sid, he decides to profess his love in a very casual yet intimate setting. A good scene to compare the three characters is when they fight midway in the story. On finding out that Sid is in love with Tara, a woman 15 years his senior, Akash and Sameer show disbelief and try to play it as a joke. Sid, who is confessing this for the first time to someone, feels rejected when the closest people to him refuse to take him seriously. Akash tries to make light of the situation but true to his character takes the joke too far. And Sameer, perplexed, decides to say nothing rather than say something wrong. In stories where the three characters are given equal importance, this spectrum is quite obvious. In the case of Sid and MD, Hrithik Roshan's character is focused, decisive, and seeks stability, while Farhan Akhtar's character is flimsy and impulsive. Balancing the two is Abhay Deol, who is responsible when need be and fun otherwise. In Three Idiots, the balancing factor is Farhan, Madhavan's character, while Aamir Khan's character and Sharman Joshi's character are two extremes in their approach to life, studies, and success. Madhavan's character maintains a strong bond with the two individually because of his flexibility. In Pyar Ka Panchnama, one is laid back, artistic, and confident, and the other is cynical and angry. The balancing Kartik Aaryan's character is subtle, responsible, yet charming. For stories about two friends, we usually get to experience opposites everywhere, while 3 seems an optimum character number to explore a wider range of characteristics and not be overcrowded or cause an imbalance in the treatment of all the main characters. Something which happens in movies with friend groups like Rang De Basanti, Rock On, or Jaane Tu Ya Jaane Na. Also, all three being male or all being female is important too, because quite often when the three friends storyline is written with two people identifying of one gender and the other of the opposite, it ends up being a story of love dilemma over who picks whom, like New York, Dostana, Mujhse Dosti Karoge, or Student of the Year. While there is some unknown reason why such movies decide to focus on male friendships rather than female ones, even the women in these male narratives are hardly given their proper share. Mostly, such movies will have three actresses playing the role of a lover for each male character, respectively, but hardly do they exist outside of their male counterpart's story. Tara is an alcoholic divorcee with a daughter whom she rarely sees. Yet, rather than exploring Sid and Tara's relationship with all this baggage, it is used as an excuse to force Sid to leave Tara and move on. They meet, Sid falls in love, everyone tells Sid that it is a bad idea, including Tara, and the next time we see them, Tara is on her deathbed. We do not get to know why Pooja chose Subodh or why she left him. She started existing when Sameer met her, and she exists because Sameer is in love with her. The other two girls on screen before were Priya and Deepa. Priya was Sameer's girlfriend who was controlling, suspicious, and demanding. The few scenes that she is in are all these traits displayed, and they break up after Akash meddles because Akash decided that she is not good for Sameer. Deepa is a fangirl for Akash, and she is either too dumb to take a hint and leave him alone, or we are missing a piece of the story that shows that Akash probably led her on. But because the story is about these friends, the other characters are just as one dimensional as these friends perceive them to be. This movie came out at a time when Bollywood was still churning out stories revolving around external conflict. The lovers cannot be together because of their religion or societal misconceptions. The protagonist is forced to fight for their life because of the bad men around them or simply heist, murder, or horror mysteries. Dil Chahta Hai dealt more with internal conflict, choosing to grow up or living a meaningless yet privileged life, finding the right partner or loving someone despite the society's slight disapproval. No bad man was pushing his agenda on these three young men. Rather, their lives were completely dictated by their actions and their own biases. Akash's father wants him to join his business and move to Australia. The only conflict here is his willingness to delay that step in his life, which he will inevitably take anyway. Sameer is looking for love and he finds it eventually, just to wait till Pooja dumps her current boyfriend. And Sid has found love with a slightly older woman, yet he is perfectly happy to be in her life, even though she doesn't think a relationship between them would be a good idea. They are all dealing with consequences of their feelings on their own, and it is not excessively dramatized. This independence is reminiscing or aspirational to almost all to date. But even if you cannot relate to the lavish lifestyle or the freedom to slack off, everyone can relate to sitting around with friends or going to a local hangout spot just to enjoy a few moments of life before stepping into the rush of adulthood. Subscribe for more movie analysis, and if you like the video, then press the like button and share it with your friends. Comment what other movie patterns you have observed over the years.